Look what I just found at Dollar Tree. I freaking love these. They match my sunglasses. Anyway. Did everybody have a good day? It started raining earlier and I thought, oh, maybe it'd be cooler today because it was cloudy, but now it's like super humid and 90-ish degrees. So I went to the gym because I wanted to run on the elliptical a little bit, but then the gym actually has a Dollar Tree right next to it. Dollar Tree sells my favorite Halloween candy every year, hands down. The brand of candy is called Palmer's. P-A-L-M-E-R, Palmer candy. Yeah. These are my very favorite candies from Dollar Tree. I stock up on them and then they last me till January. These are the Double Crisp Googly Eyes chocolatey and smooth, crisp and crunchy candy. These are always my favorite. My family can attest to that. I always have a little bowl on my coffee table and they're always filled with these googly eyes because they have their eyeballs and they're so cool, and each eyeball is like a different color. Like there's a green one, there's blue, there's a purple. It's cool, and they remind me of Crunch Bars, but they're not as crunchy, but they still have that crisp. What's that one candy bar? A Crackle? Kind of like a Crackle. And then also, this is the second year that they've had this brand of candy, and I'm a member of a pumpkin spice obsessed Facebook group, and somebody posted a picture of these, and I guess Palmer does get a lot of hate. A lot of people don't like the taste of their chocolate. I personally think it's the best chocolate. I think it's because I grew up with it. You know, like my grandma, she lives in the country, and the closest place you could really buy chocolate or anything like a stocking stuffer or Halloween candy was Dollar General, where they sold Palmer candy. And so I'm used to the taste of Palmer candy, and so anytime I'm excited to go to grandma's for some chocolate reason, whether it be Halloween or Christmas, because I know there's going to be some kind of cheap Palmer candy in there, and that's fine because I love the cheap candy. I always go for it. Anyway, these are pumpkin spice cups. This is the second year I believe they've had them. This is my second bag. This is my third and fourth, mainly because I ate one bag and then the other bag is in the little candy dish. But I also have one of those big glass pumpkins that always looks so empty because I never have a bunch of candy to put in it, because I live in a condo association where you're not allowed to have trick-or-treaters. I've never lived somewhere where I could have trick-or-treaters, so I never had a need to put a bunch of candy into a big bowl. Anytime I ever do get a trick-or-treater, it'll be like a friend's kids, and I'll go all out and buy them like a whole caramel apple with the sprinkles, and then like a box, like the movie theater box candies. That's what I do, because I only get like maybe 1 or 2 kids, and I know that they're coming, and so I buy them specifically for them. So anyway, so I got that. I always like to get, I let myself get like one little figurine every year for Halloween. Usually it ends up being at Dollar Tree, because Dollar Tree actually has stepped up their game. I need to check out Dollar General. We have 2, but they're in very awkward locations. Like one's on Clark Lane, which is all the way out, like when you're going out of town, and then the other one's on Paris Road, which is, I think it's still out there. Isn't there one out there, I think? Anyway, and that's just in a weird location. There's not like a centrally located one. Anyway, so I always try to go and buy like one little figurine. I think last year it was it was like a little tiny snow globe that had a Frankenstein in it and like Halloween colored confetti inside. But it's not really Halloween, it's more fall, but it's just like a little, like it's not plastic, it's glass. And I have like a big collection of all the little trinkets that I buy over the years, like around to the left and the right of my TV. So I wanted to talk about what I got at Dollar Tree, and then I wanted to talk about one other thing that kind of caught me off guard today when I went to the gym. Hold on, I need to get my thoughts together for this one. Okay. Have you ever had an ex-boyfriend that you realize one day, oh my gosh, I have not even thought about that relationship in forever, and then like immediately you run into that person? That happened to me today. I literally have not seen my ex, well, this ex, since it'll be 2 years ago in November, because we go to the same one. We live on the same side of town, and we ran into each other at Walmart. Luckily, I was looking hot, and I just lost a bunch of weight, so I was just like, hey, how are you? Anyway, but yeah, for some reason last night, I think I was just kind of down and depressed because, you know, shit happens, and I was just like it was just one of those days where you're like, oh, woe is me, and you're thinking back of why all the reasons you're single, and then this guy popped into my head about how bad the relationship was, how I knew I never should have got into the relationship in the first place, but everyone was like, you need to give this a shot. For the record, he was my best, I mean, as soon as I say all this stuff, people that know me are gonna know who I'm talking about. He was my best friend for 7 years prior to us dating. We were together. He was my second to longest relationship. My first longest was exactly a year, and he was almost a year. He was 10 months, but to be honest, the whole second half of the relationship was just bad. Everything was good until his roommate moved in, and he didn't really like me, and I feel like he also kind of enabled him into not liking me even more. When you put a person who is not emotional at all, like shows no emotion, like nothing, you pair them with a overly emotional person, that's me, when you put them together, there's gonna be chaos. There's gonna be something, there's gonna be a clash. I knew this well in advance, but I don't know. I always had friends that were like, you need to give him a shot. You know he loves you. And then we had not to like turn off any potential future boyfriends, but we had a huge fight. And things got pretty bad. Things got broken. And then he literally told his friends and family how much of a shitty person I am, and they all blocked me on Facebook. And yet I didn't tell, like yeah, I told my parents, but I would not tell my friends, especially when I was friends with with his friends. That was the part that was shitty. Like, I wouldn't have done that. That part's messed up. I understand telling your parents, because they're gonna pry, they're gonna wonder. Anyway, so then he just, we never even officially broke up. He just kind of vanished. And so we broke up that April, and then I ran into him that November at Walmart. And then so almost 2 years ago. This is the first time in almost 2 years. This was, so he was at the gym. I knew he had a mask on, because if you're using weights and stuff at Planet Fitness, you have to wear a mask. I knew it was him. He's a very distinguishable person because of his hair, just the way he moved, his glasses. I knew it was him. He kind of he did kind of like a double take. I think I only looked at him once, and then I was just focused because I was watching Pokemon YouTube videos for Mega Evolution, and I was just into that, and I saw him, and I kept my thoughts, like, I was thinking about him, but while I was staring down at my phone, and I knew if I kept doing the look up at him, I would just appear weird, so I just didn't do it. But I could see, like, if I'm on the elliptical, I can stare at the mirror, because there's a mirror all the way across the room on that wall. It's all covered in mirrors. So I could see him out of the mirror staring at me. And he did this several times. It's kind of like, if it had been anybody else, like if it was somebody at a bar doing this to me, I'd be like, bro, what? Do you need something? Like, I don't like being stared at. If you stare at me, I will bluntly say something. I don't know. I'm just a bitch like that. But anyway, I just think it's funny because I hadn't thought about him in a very long time, because there was another boyfriend in between there that was even more toxic, that kind of overshadowed him. And that was, let's not even get into that, but I just thought it was crazy. Like, the first time in I don't know how many months that I've thought about that relationship, and poof, he's here. Like, Anyway. I'm box dyeing my hair tonight because I'm a cheap ass bitch. Yeah, it's the same picture I show my friend who always does my hair. She's been doing my hair for like 10 years. Even when I lived in Kansas City, I would drive back home just for her to dye my hair. That's how much I trust her with my hair. But when times are tough and your blonde is coming in and your eyebrows need to be tinted, you gotta do what you gotta do. And worst case scenario, if I mess it up, she can just fix it, and I'll just pay the money to fix it. I've never had a problem with me dyeing my own hair, and yeah, I don't think I ever have had a problem with dyeing my own hair. I did it in Kansas City a couple times, but the only reason I couldn't get it quite right is because my bathroom was really dark. It was an old building, like from the 20s. It was just really dark in there, so I couldn't see if I was like getting everything. So it always came up splotchy and splotchy. Is that a word? Splotchy. Splotch is a word. Splotchy. I can see splotchy being a word for like your makeup's all splotchy. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna do that tonight because I'm not working today. I worked yesterday and I work tomorrow, and I also have an interview tomorrow. Guys, I have 2 jobs now, 2 part-time jobs, and then they called me while I was on the elliptical to interview for another job, a better job, still a part-time job, but here, I'll just go ahead and tell you. Right now, I have 2 part-time jobs. One is at Bath & Body Works. One is at Scooter's Coffee. I was a barista a long time. Worked at Bath & Body Works, gosh, almost 10 years ago for the season. And y'all, I'm just desperate for a job because times are tough. And you know my COVID story. You know, I've been unemployed for 3 months, and technically it's 5 months because those first 2 months I thought I still had a job. So if I knew that, I would have been applying those first 2 months. But I think I will get this job because it's at Victoria's Secret and it's for a supervisor position. If you don't know, Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works are sister stores. Just like how Icing, which I was the store manager of Icing, is a sister store to Claire's because it's Icing by Claire's. Like Claire's the accessory store. I'm doing this too much. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna get that job, but if I do, if you're a supervisor, you have to work certain shifts, and if that's the case, I don't know, because how I have it set up right now is that I'm gonna be working my barista job, like I'm gonna be opening, so I'm gonna be there from like 5:45 to 11, and then probably not go into Bath & Body Works until 2, and then do my workout and have lunch in between. Because the mall closes at 7 right now because of everything. It doesn't close at 9 during the week or 10 on the weekends anymore. It's just all closes at 7 all the time. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I still had that really great interview, and I don't want to jinx it. I'm not gonna jinx it because I truly want that job more than anything. And if I don't get that job, I'm gonna be so sad because it's perfect for me. By the way, if you actually watch these videos, will you please give me a thumbs up and like this video? I want to know who gets this far into my videos and hears me bitch and rant. You guys are like my free therapy. Truly. Like, think about it. When you're in therapy, what do they recommend you do to control your thoughts? Or, they ask you to start journaling. They tell you to get a journal and write down your thoughts. This is a video journal, is it not? So, and I'll be honest, I am not as angry about getting fired. Well, I wasn't even fired. I was just kind of forgotten. Ever since I made that first video, I'm not as angry as I was. And I feel like it helped me get everything out. So, I don't know. I mean, every now and then it'll pop up like, fuck that place. But in all honesty, I think it helps. And just helps me vent. And I know, like, not even 50 people watch these videos. And that's fine. But if anything, I don't try on YouTube. I try on Instagram. I try really hard because I do get a lot of free stuff through Instagram being an influencer. So I do try really hard because I almost have 7,000 followers there. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but to me, it's like I started off the summer with 3,000. I've been working really hard. Here, I don't even have 100 subscribers, so it's whatever. But if you do watch these videos, I appreciate it. And I'm sure there's a couple of you watching these whole things. I'm sure my mother's watching my videos. I'm sure like my romantic interest is watching these videos, and I'm sure the haters are watching these videos. And to that, I will end it. Because right now, I heard there's pumpkin stuff inside Big Lots. So I got my chocolate and I want to go check out Big Lots. But now now that I think about it, this chocolate might melt. Son of a bitch. And it's 90 degrees out. Okay, well, I'm gonna try it because they're in wrappers, so it's not like it's gonna get everywhere. They're in foil wrappers, so I'm sure they'll keep their shape. Okay, I'm gonna go brave Big Lots and put my mask on and finish my surge.